Alright, what's up guys? We have another YouTube video for y'all. This is going to be for Saturday slips. I am leaving to go to Pittsburgh tomorrow morning, so that's why I'm not going to make this video now. I don't know if I'm going to release it as I make it or maybe a couple hours after. But I have to pre-record an NFL slip video as well, so stay on the lookout for that sometime tomorrow. I'm just going to go ahead and make all the videos for y'all today on Friday and then release them at the time I see best fit. So if you see a couple lines bumped or whatever, that's probably why, because these are pre-recorded. But either way, um, let's get into it. I'm gonna go through this sleeper slip, and then I'm gonna go over to prize picks, and then give you all a lot. I'm gonna give you all a lot of props that I like for the weekend, and try to give you all some insight on as to why. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the sleeper slip here. I'm taking Quinn Ewers to throw 1.5 touchdowns and Gunnar Helm receiving yards at 47.5. And we're going to pair that with Ole Miss players, Jackson Dart over 274.5 yards and Trey Harris 6.5 receptions. So let's go ahead and go through the Texas part of it first. For Quinn Ewers, he's playing Vanderbilt. 1.5 touchdowns should not be a problem, especially with coming off a bad loss last week. A lot of people are like worried about Quinn, and to be fair, he has looked bad the last 2 weeks, but part of me wants to believe that's still him dealing with injury. I think they might have rushed him back a little too quick, um, because of the big games that they had coming up with Oklahoma, even though they blew them out, but with Georgia in particular. Um, so I think this is a good bounce back spot for Texas. A lot of people think Vandy's going to keep it close. I personally don't think this is going to be a close game at all. I think Texas is going to dominate, and I think a lot of people think it's going to be close due to the fact that Vanderbilt beat Alabama. So, and they beat Kentucky too. I mean, Vanderbilt's looked really good. I just personally think that Texas, Vanderbilt's seeing Texas at the wrong time, man, and I don't think this game's gonna be pretty. So I'm taking Ewers for 1.5 passing touchdowns and his tight end, Gunnar Helm, 47.5 receiving yards. Isaiah Bond is supposed to be out, so that gives Gunnar Helm an increased role from what he already has had. He's seeing like what 6, 7, 8 targets some games from Quinn, so Quinn really likes him. So I'm gonna take him over 47.5 receiving yards and pair that with Quinn's touchdowns. Moving on to the Ole Miss side of things, Oklahoma's defense has looked terrible. What does give me hope is that Jackson Arnold is starting for Oklahoma this week, and I think he's a better quarterback than Michael Hawkins. Um, so I think Oklahoma might be able to put up a couple points and make this game a little bit competitive. But like I said, man, Ole Miss has had a rough. They had a bye week after the loss to LSU. Jackson Dart seems to be really frustrated with that loss and probably just wants to get it out of the way. So I think they're going to be pretty aggressive here against Oklahoma and try to run up the score. So even if it isn't a close game, I still think Ole Miss is going to throw the ball. They're pass-heavy offense, especially now. A couple bad losses, not bad losses, but two losses are just brutal. One's to LSU and the other to Kentucky, which is a bad loss. So I mean, Ole Miss has some work to do here if they want a shot at the playoffs. So I think that they're going to put up a pretty good number against Oklahoma here. Trey Harris is healthy. Like I said, they're coming off a bye week, so he should be good to go. 6.5 receptions is not asking too much from a guy who sees anywhere from 12 to 15 targets a game, and it's Jackson Dart's favorite target by far. So I'm taking his passing yards with the receptions, and this should give us a 10x payout, I believe. So this is probably my favorite slip I have on Sleeper so far. We have a good amount of slips out in premium, like I said, because I'm going to Pittsburgh and you can't use these apps there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my exposure in now. But yeah, I would go ahead and put this in on Sleeper. If you need a deposit match code, just go ahead and use code MORRISBROS. They'll give you a deposit match. It's just code MORRISBROS, MORRISBROS, and they'll give you a deposit match. Go ahead and put this in with that deposit match money, and hopefully it greens out. I really do like this slip over there, so. That's the sleeper slip I'm giving y'all for free. Like I said, use code MORRISBROS. I'll give you a deposit match. And then let me pause this and we'll get into the prize pick side of things. Real quick before we go over prize picks, Winnable is still, our monthly pass is still open, and our weekend pass is still open. I'm getting the weekend pass probably tonight at midnight, Friday at midnight, that is. So I'll link the Winnable storefront down below, so you can just click on that link, come to the weekend pass and buy it. We have 10 spots left. And then if you want to buy the monthly pass, I still believe you can use code Jefferson. I think there's one spot left, so this will give you $120 off. Just use code Jefferson. Yeah, we have one spot left for it, so be the first to use code Jefferson if you want that $120 off. Yeah, and the weekend pass is still here as well. So I'll link the winnable storefront down below if you want to join us for the weekend or for the month, whichever. But let's go ahead and get into the prize pick side of things for college football. I have a ton of games that I like. So let's get into it. I hate that they showed the Demons and Goblins shit. I hate that shit. All right, so starting off, move over to the side here. Some teams that I do like. Um, I like UNC, so we can go like take the caps lock off. So like UNC isn't a bad one to go to. I do think that they're going to be down to UVA throughout this game. And UVA has a pretty good rush defense, so Omari and Hampton is still going to do his thing, of course. But I think they're going to be able to limit him to where UNC has to throw the football. We already went through Dart and Trey Harris, but you can go there again if you wanted to. Taylor Green, I really do like. I like Taylor Green a lot. With Andrew Armstrong. So like you could do like this first slip with UNC and then Arkansas with Jalen Green or Taylor Green and Andrew Armstrong. That's not a bad four-man. So those are a couple props that I like there. 8.5x. So there's two correlations that y'all can use. Some other ones that I don't hate is going to Virginia. UNC has a terrible pass defense. So then you take like Malachi Fields with this at receiving yards. 83.5 is a good amount, but Malachi is a dog. He's probably one of the better wide receivers in the country, honestly. I watched him here last week at the Clemson game. This dude is insane. He's a big body guy with a lot of speed, and they look to get him the ball often. He hasn't hit his receiving yards in a while. But like I said, this man's a dog, and going against one of the worst pass defenses in the country in UNC, I think he's due for a big game, and I think that's going to be this week. So I like him a lot this week. So that's another one that y'all can go to. Let's see what else I like. I'll give y'all a couple more here. Josh Hoover. He's had 2 down weeks. We took him under the week against Houston right here at 233. We faded him, and now we're going to go back to him for the over, as he's in a really good matchup here against Texas Tech. And we're going to take his wide receiver one, Jack Beck, over 85.5 receiving yards. This is a really good spot for TCU. I like them a lot. And then like you compare them with like I got someone I know I want y'all to take. You can go pair him with Fafita and take Fafita's wide receiver McMillan. Now Fafita hasn't hit his line in what, like 2 games, 3 games? Let me see. It's been a while. He's been slacking, but it hasn't been all his fault. Well, he's hit this line, but the last 2 weeks he's had higher lines than this, and he hasn't hit them. So, it's not really all on Fafita, honestly. Their offensive line has just been dog shit. Lucky for us, West Virginia does not have a good pass rush, and West Virginia's pass defense is terrible. So I think Fafita and McMillan should have some success here against West Virginia at home, needing a win because they haven't gotten a win in a while. They lost to Texas Tech. They lost to Colorado last week, so they're in need of a win. I think Fafita and McMillan should step up here in this game. So I like them a lot this week, and like I said, I love TCU this week as well. So that's a really good four-man that I like for y'all. Let me see what else. I'll give you all like two more correlations that I like for this week. Looks like they added some people too. Jalen Daniels. We'll do this. We'll do Jalen Daniel. All right, I know what we'll do. I'll give you all these two. Let's see. We'll do them. You can take Shadur's yards if you wanted to. But I like his passing touchdowns more personally. and you get 8.5x still. But you can either take Shadur's yards or his passing touchdowns. I'm personally, I like his passing touchdowns more, in my opinion. But you can take whatever. But yeah, Shadur, Travis Hunter. They said Travis Hunter's healthy, should play all the snaps this week again, so that's good to hear. Last week he only played like half the snaps, I think, and he only got 3 targets. But I expect more from him this week against Cincinnati, whose pass defense isn't that great. I think they have a decent run defense, so Colorado should be throwing the ball. But regardless, they normally always chuck the ball anyways. So I like Shadur and Travis Hunter. And then I like Jalen Daniels and Lawrence Arnold. I expect them to be losing this game throughout the entire game. But Kansas State's pass defense is terrible. Uh, they've allowed like multiple 250-yard passers. So Jalen Daniels here at 200 is a spot I'll take him at, even though he's not the greatest quarterback for passing. But here in a game where they should be losing and trailing to Kansas State the entire game, and Kansas State being terrible in pass defense, I'm going to take him here for 200 yards with Lawrence Arnold, his wide receiver, over 40.5. That's a really good spot that I like for Kansas here. And then, like I said, Colorado with Shadur and Travis Hunter. So there's another 4-man that y'all could take. So that's a good bit of props I gave y'all. So hopefully y'all can do something with that. You can mix and match the correlations the way you like it. We have a ton of slips placed already for this weekend, but those are just some props that I do like for y'all. Some other guys that you can go to maybe is like you could go to LSU with Nussmeier if you wanted. Personally, I think Texas A&M's defense is really impressive. Um, but then again, I mean, Nussmeier's a dog, bro. He's averaging over 300 yards passing per game, so 278 here feels like a discount. I'm not going to lie. But like I said, A&M's defense is really good. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a little bit of a defensive game. But I wouldn't hate if you took Nussmeier. I might end up taking him. I just don't know yet. So um, that's an option. Let's see what else. Sawyer Robinson's not bad against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has probably the worst pass defense in the country. So going to Baylor's quarterback and his wide receiver isn't a bad idea at all. I mean, that's all. There's some other ones on here that aren't bad, but those are the main ones that I would take if I were y'all and you're watching this video and aren't in premium. But if you want to see how we have everything correlated and what slips we have together, you can come over here to Winnable. Just buy the weekend pass. They're all already posted in here. We might post a couple more, but this gives you Saturday through Monday. Saturday through Monday. And then if you want the monthly pass, just come join us. Use code Jefferson. Be the first to use it because there's only one spot left for it. But yeah, man, come join us. It'll be linked down below with the code next to it, so you won't forget it. And then, like I said, on Sleeper, use code MORRISBROS. They'll give you a deposit match as well for that first slip I showed y'all. But hopefully this is helpful for y'all. Like I said, I'll probably have this out by Friday night. I'm recording this right now on Friday at 5 o'clock, so we'll see whenever y'all see it. But until next time, I'll post that NFL video probably sometime tomorrow. I'll be flying in the airport, or I'll be flying from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. tomorrow. So we'll see whenever that video gets posted, but I'm going to go ahead and pre-record that one too. So y'all can have to watch that for NFL Sunday. So I'm excited for this weekend, man. We need a bounce back weekend badly. And I think this is a good week to do it. So we'll see what happens. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.